Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. This is Master RBG, and today decided we'd have a little break. Oh, it's still a Halloween-themed video today, mind you. That much has not changed. But today, we're gonna have an easier game. In fact, it's even gonna be a walk in the park. Okay, all joking aside, today we are reviewing The Park, which, unsurprisingly, takes place in a theme park. Oh, extremely creepy theme park that may or may not be abandoned, but, yeah, a park. So, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I didn't notice when I initially played through the game, but I did when I reviewed the footage later on. Callum is wearing a Cthulhu t-shirt here. I suppose that should have been some clear foreshadowing of events yet to come. Anyways, so our protagonist here is Lorraine, a single mother who is forced to re-enter the Atlantic Island Park to search for her son Callum, who ran in to go find his lost teddy bear. Though, honestly, he seems a little old for a teddy bear, but hey, who am I to judge? So we run in after Callum and begin a twisted journey that slowly unravels as we continue our search for our son. Now I'll grant you, the park does indeed seem pretty creepy after sundown, but maybe it's not all that bad. So we end up going through one of the rides, hoping to find Callum.
Stay where you are!
And despite the fact that it looks like it should be a tunnel of love, turns out it's a fairy tale ride instead. Weird.
And though she
in the tunnel, it shows us the tale of Hansel and Gretel. You'd figure it'd be pretty boring, and you would mostly be correct about that, except they added a twist ending that even Shyamalan himself would be shocked at.
And then, because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
Oh look, a teddy bear! Maybe that's the one Callum was looking for. Oh wait, why does it have a knife in its eye? Oh dear. Okay, so we've had a few close calls on or near a couple of the rides, but we're on a mission here. We have to find our son. We will not be deterred, even if we nearly get run down by an out-of-control bumper car. Or nearly crush beneath one of the pods from the Ferris wheel. Okay, well, I suppose we should exercise caution while we search for our son. Safety first. Okay, so in a series of newspaper clippings found around the park, we find all manner of information that tells us that there were sinister things going on around here for quite some time. Prior to the park being built, there was an old legend that kept the locals away. Then after being built, the park kept having problems that defied safety inspections and logic. People jumped off the Ferris wheel, children went missing, the park mascot went crazy and hacked up a couple teens, so on and so forth. Wow, this is starting to sound a bit too much like Five Nights at Freddy's, only worse. I mean, who the heck needs haunted animatronics when you can have an entire theme park whose very grounds are haunted and causes people to either disappear, go mad, kill themselves, or go on killing sprees? Actually, come to think of it, is it too late to apply to Freddy's? Seriously? Ah. Okay, and as if all this wasn't bad enough, we realize that we are not alone. We briefly encounter Chad the Chipmunk after witnessing a horrific display, and it seems we're being stalked by a figure that the locals refer to simply as the Boogeyman. That is, until the stalking turns into outright haunting. Oh, holy crap! The more time we spend here, the more we question what's going on. Is this place really cursed? Are we going crazy? Maybe a bit of both? Well, the only way to get all the answers is to play this one for yourself to the end. But believe me, it's quite a ride. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was The Park. I actually enjoyed this one quite a bit, but let's not, get off track. Let's get right into the next segment. The good, the bad, and the random. The good. Okay, this game has fantastic storytelling. The story here, it is wonderful. I love it. It's also a very atmospheric game. The graphics aren't the best I've ever seen in the world, but they get the point across very, very well, especially when it comes to the creepy stuff. May not be good at realistic stuff, but oh, when you get into the creepy psychedelic nonsense, oh yes, this is good. Good stuff. The bad. Okay, now for the negative side of things. Alright, this game is super linear. This is as straight line, straightforward as you're ever going to get. This is actually my first real experience with a game in the quote-unquote walking simulator genre, and I can finally understand why it's called that. This game is very short, it only has one ending, and to be perfectly honest, there's not really a whole lot in the way of actual legitimate gameplay. This is mostly story, with only the tiniest bits of gameplay actually involved. No puzzle solving or anything like that here. The random. This game was made by Funcom, a Norwegian developer who's also known for making a bunch of MMO games. This was actually their first attempt at a single-player horror game. Overall, not bad for a first attempt. Good work, guys. Also, is it weird this is my second Norwegian-developed game in a row that I've reviewed? Is that weird? Seems a little weird to me. Anywho. So, what would I rate this? Well, it's kind of a tough call. As much as I enjoy the visuals and the story, I have to face facts. There's little to no gameplay in this at all. This is... basically, it's a playable movie. However, as a movie, this is actually quite good. Better than most of the horror movies I've seen in recent years anyway. So, for the first time ever, I'm giving a bronze with honors to this game. But not because the game lacks story, but because the game is actually all, or very nearly all, story. So, bit of a reversal of how this usually works. But yeah, either way, there's no puzzle solving or anything like that in here. There's barely enough gameplay to truly call this a game. So, bronze with honors it is. However, let's go to the scarometer. Yes, this is terms of scary, spooky nonsense. This is where this game shines. I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Well done, guys. Good job. Alright. Well, that about wraps up this particular review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my nonsense in the future as it comes out, click that subscribe button. And if you'd like to see some suggestions for other videos by me, well, let me give you 2 of them. Let's see, how about last week's review for Among the Sleep? I rather enjoyed that one. And if you're not in the mood for another Halloween horror type game, how about The Stanley Parable? I rather like that review as well. Anywho, that does it for me this time, guys. This is Master RBG, signing off.